Shai was my guy for doing the videos. These videos actually tell our buyers and sellers what we've done for other people, how we get them more money.
And that's what the Done For You video system does for it. We're using it everywhere that we can, whether it's in our Facebook advertising, whether it's on our website. We even use some of it in our listing presentations. And because it's so well done and explains everything in such great detail in a way that's more entertaining and more appealing, it gets us better interaction.
When you use Shai's Done For You products, you get professionally done videos without all of the hassle of having to figure out how to do a professional video yourself.
It's one of those things that adds credibility to everything that we do. It just solidified me doing the deal before I even got there in many cases.
I would highly recommend them. We use them, and like I said, we're going to do like $10.5 million in gross commission income this year. So if we need them, you for sure need them as well, and it will set yourself apart from the competition, and it will help you collect your fee.
I will say that Shai and his crew make you feel comfortable, make a video that's going to make a difference to your client base, whether you're recruiting or talking to buyers and sellers. We're using the messaging that we're learning here and putting it in a format that is professional. It's going to take you and elevate you to the next level of professionalism.
Our guarantee sale program, USP, has been introduced to thousands of people. It creates a good report. It increased our success rate, and you can see that in our numbers. I mean, its numbers have gone up dramatically.
We saw you on TV. That was exactly what he said. So it was a fantastic appointment. We just walked in and didn't have to compete for the listing.
You're basically pre-sold when you walk in the door. They're most of the time like, okay, we know you're the guy. In fact, they say you don't even have to go through the listing presentation. Let's just, where do I sign?
Before I actually walked into the seller's home, they had already received 2 different videos that I sent to them before the meeting started. And now they're comfortable with me. They've seen me. They know a lot about what I stand for and my value proposition to them.
It's very important, and it's very important to have it done properly and professionally. So that's why I always hire Shai.
The videos are incredible and very, they come across really well.
Our conversion has gone through the roof. We're right at about 90% right now. A game changer, and you have to have it because what it represents for us in a month of commissions is about $80,000, $90,000 what we notice in our business a month. It's a must.
You show up to the listing appointment, I guarantee you will getting that listing, and you're getting that listing with higher commission. It's a game changer.
I know that the time I invested here today is going to have a huge impact on my business, and I would recommend it to everybody.
Hey, great day everyone. It's Shai Schwartzman here with Audio Video Coach and another Done For You TV broadcast. I've been talking so much about video, obviously, in our podcasts and, production, the types of videos that I recommend, how to do it. But today I have the expert. Christy Filion from Success Website is here. She is the marketing guru at successwebsite.com. Christy, how long have we known each other?
I'm embarrassed to say, but it's definitely in the decades, I think. We don't change. Technology changes, but we don't.
That's right.
Somehow. Better filters on cameras, I think.
Christy is really going to walk us through today and tell us how she's helping agents all across the country put their lead generation, their lead fulfillment, their follow-up, their lead marketing on steroids, and how they're taking videos that we're creating and, as I said, supercharging them to really make it effective for their real estate clients and our real estate clients. So, Christy, welcome to today's program.
Yes, thank you, Shai. I'm so excited to be here. I don't know why it's taken us so long to do this, but I'm really happy that we're doing it.
Absolutely. So I have a video I've created a video, and we could talk about it in different, lead generate. Let's maybe start with lead generation. So, what are you finding are the types of videos that are working well today for lead generation? Let's talk about social media. Let's talk about reels or stories. Walk us through what you find is working well today or effectively.
Well, lead generation is all about traffic and exposure. It's really, really hard to generate leads if you're not getting in front of people and getting their attention. So, number one is, are you crafting video content that is effectively doing that? And then in those videos, are you making very specific offers that are going to come through clearly and entice someone to take the next step? Video can serve a lot of different purposes. It's a great way to communicate, it's a great way to tell stories. A lot of people have more attention for video than they do for perhaps the written word these days. So it really can boil down to, are your videos capturing people's attention? But it's also very important to make sure that they're getting out to the right type of audience as well. And it's the delivery of that video. That's where we can really step in and help to make sure that your video is getting in front of the right audience.
So let's say, Christy, I'm creating some video reels. So I'm reaching out to I'm reaching out with 10 mistakes to avoid when selling your home, the 9 home inspection or 11 home inspection traps to avoid, or I have a new listing in a neighborhood, or I have a market update video. How would you take those videos, or what would you recommend? How would they post these effectively, or how would they use these effectively to get someone to raise their hand?
Right. So there's going to be certain types of videos that you do. They serve different purposes. The awareness videos are solely to raise your own brand awareness. And so people are familiar with you, they feel comfortable with the content that you're delivering. The market snapshots would fall into that category, maybe a listing video, community videos, things that you are going to share with people to raise their awareness of who you are and what you do. And then there are the very specific lead generation videos, and those do require a little more strategy in terms of what kind of offer are you making to entice somebody to raise their hand and request that information. So the offer is extremely important when your goal is generating leads. So you have to think about who your audience is, who's your target audience, and what are they going to value the most? What is that irresistible offer you can make and tease during that video, and then compel them to click on a link, visit a landing page where they can now request more information on that topic. So, for instance, a free report, right, is a perfect way to get people into your world, right? Because social media is great, and that's a great way to get in front of people. But ideally, you want to bring them over into your world, which is essentially your website, where you have a lot more control over capturing their information, sharing more of your content. So the goal in that case would be, can I get them to my website? And then can I offer something that is going to entice them to actually submit their information, request it, and voila, there you have your lead.
What in the video are you finding is attracting those people to take the next step when you're working with the agents?
Right. So if an agent is, let's say their goal is to attract a home seller, right? Somebody who who is looking to sell their home, then the topic of the video should contain a very strong offer that would fit what that home seller is looking for. So whether or not you're offering information, so that could be a free report on how to sell your home fast for top dollar. Perhaps you're offering an accurate home market assessment, or in some cases you might be advertising your guarantee or to buy their home for cash. Think about what your strongest offers are for sellers and lead with that. And then the next step is make a very clear call to action. What should that person do to get more information? Because you're not going to give it all away in the video, right? It's just a tease to get them to that next step to get the rest of what it is that you're offering.
So okay, so what's the next step? What video or what part or what is the next step in your expert opinion?
Yeah. So here's a very simple video marketing funnel. So let's say you have your teaser video on Instagram and it is offering a free report on how to sell your home fast for top dollar. So the video is going to be very short, very to the point, lots of bright colors. Make sure you got your captions on. And in order for the person who's viewing that video to get the free report, they have to click on a link to go to your site, which is going to also have content that serves that campaign. And on that landing page, what you may have is a longer version of the video that really gets into the benefits of why this report is going to help you, of all the tips that you're going to provide in this free report. So you're not giving away all of the content, but you're allowing the visitor, the prospect, to get a better idea of what they're going to receive. So that video on the landing page is really going to support the offer as well. And you probably will have some text in there. So if people don't want to watch the whole video, they know exactly what it is that you're offering. So that landing page is really important to make sure it's very specific to your offer. You don't want to drive them to your homepage because there's going to be too much there. You know, you don't want them hunting for the offer or the thing that you're offering. Bring them to a very targeted landing page. You can have a supporting video on there, but more importantly, make it clear what they're going to get when they fill in that form and submit their information. And then you could have another long form video that you send out that really gets into the entire report that you're offering.
Right.
So that would be a very simple structure to a video sales funnel.
So let's talk about now. I get this question a lot. Like sponsoring or boosting a video, and I know you know about that. So there's, you could just upload your video, of course, and it's,
hope that people see it.
Hope that people see it, and the more videos you put on, the more people who engage with your videos, the algorithm's going to organically serve you up to people who are looking for, let's say, real estate, for example. But someone who wants to take it to the next level, people ask me, okay, so I'm uploading my videos, Shai. What more can I do? So let's talk about retargeting or retarget marketing, and also boosting or sponsoring, and what you would do first, and how if they do tie into each other.
Sure. I think it's the nature of the content has a lot to do with how you are going to market it. And for something that is strictly lead generation based, like a short or a reel, boosting can be extremely effective because it is going to get your video in front of more people. That's just the nature of these outlets, right? They are going to reward you if you are willing to invest a little bit of money in it. Now, if you have a huge following and you're already very influential on social, then it's probably not going to be necessary. But many of us aren't at that stage, right? We're in fact, you may just be getting started with creating video and posting it. So boosting it is a very easy way to do that, to get more views, to get in front of more people. And what's also great is you can set your target market, your audience, when you boost. So you can decide where to show it, and make sure that it's not going out to people that may not be your target audience. Now, if you have, let's say, a longer form video that perhaps is a market snapshot update, or maybe it is you're at an open house and you want to market a listing, right?
Right.
I would definitely suggest putting that onto your website. So you can do this a couple of ways. YouTube is a really good way to get more exposure for your videos. You know, YouTube is connected to Google, and there are a lot of advertising tools and things that you can do to boost your videos on YouTube as well. But what also works well is when your video is on YouTube, you can actually embed it into your website very easily. I know at Success, we have very specific widgets that allow you to embed video into a landing page. So get that video onto a landing page and then just start driving traffic to it. Because ideally, you want that traffic to go into your environment, not necessarily the YouTube environment. So the best way to market those types of videos for the purpose of remarketing, okay? Because keep in mind, when you are remarketing and retargeting, you already have these people in your database, right? They're already a part of your email list. They're already part of your database. We're not trying to generate leads. We know who these people are. We have their email, we have their phone, we have their name. So let's make sure that we are bringing them back into our own environment, into our website. And email is a great way to do that, right? Email is an extremely effective way to do that because you can structure your email so that when the person opens it, they see there's a video there. And it's actually really just a thumbnail graphic that will lead them to the landing page when they click on it. So deliver your message to your audience through email. Make it very clear that you want to share a video with them, but then bring them back to your website so they can view that video, and then you can make additional offers, right? Like click here to contact me for a free home evaluation, or click here to find out more about our VIP buyer program. When you have people on your website and your landing page, it just gives you a lot more control over the types of offers and messages they're going to see when they go there.
So just to recap, so I run a teaser ad. Whoever watches my video, can I then retarget them?
Yes, that is correct. And that is part of the audience settings that you have access to in Facebook and Instagram. So when you are creating an audience, like a remarketing audience within Facebook, for instance, the ads manager, you can be very specific and say, I want to serve my videos to people who've already watched my video, or to people who have been to my website, or you can even upload your database as an audience within Facebook as well. So those are all great tricks and can certainly go a long way to make sure that your videos are getting in front of your ideal target audience. When you are consistently putting messages out there, interacting with your audience, creating content, I guarantee you're going to see results from it. People are going to start to respond. They're going to start to recognize you. It does take time. It doesn't happen overnight. And it's not something you can do overnight, right? It does require that determination and that discipline to continue doing it. But as you know, you can set a schedule. You can have some very quick, easy ways to create those videos and put them out there. And for our clients, what I've seen works really, really well is when the client or when the agent that I'm working with, they make a commitment that they're going to share video with their audience at least once a week. Okay, they make that commitment, and it could be something as simple as talking about the neighborhood. It could be a market update. It could be talking about some of the free reports that we have access to through the website. There's a lot of different topics that they can cover, but the important thing is to make that commitment to do it at least once a week. And then what we can do with that video is they give it to us. Let's say it's uploaded onto their YouTube channel. Now we can take it and we can start pushing it out. So we can put it on a blog post, create some content around it. We can send out an email blast to their database to share that video content. We can run an ad through the ads manager that will also leverage that content and get it out to more people. So the key is make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do this consistently at least once a week. I know I'm sure you would say once a day is better, but sometimes that's just too much for people to commit to. So I say once a week, get something out there, let us know. We'll make sure that it's posted on the site. We'll make sure that it gets out to your audience.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. Consistency, as we talked about. What I would recommend is that you set aside some time in the week. Maybe there's some downtime you have. Maybe set aside an hour or two and record some video. As we've talked about in our past shows, all you need is your phone.
Yeah, batch it out. Yeah, do a batch of videos. Yeah, right.
Edit it yourself. If you need help with editing, there's a link in the description below to our virtual video editing program where we can help you edit. But whichever way you do it, you want to create 4 or 5 videos in that one batch. And then you have let's say even for the following week, work a week or two in advance so that you always have content ready to go.
Right.
Now, Christy, I know we talked about online marketing. What about follow-up? You have you have, as in your company, a CRM called Engage. But if someone is using, and we could talk a little bit about Engage in a little bit, but for how would you use video in your CRM for your follow-up?
Yeah. So your follow-up should be pretty heavy on the content. A great way to entice somebody to work with you and reply and respond to your marketing is to offer value. And most buyers and sellers are really just looking for help or information that's going to help them either find their next home or sell their home. So in your follow-up, it's a great idea to integrate video into your messaging. And that can be done a couple of ways. You could use an evergreen piece that maybe is more promotional, where you're introducing yourself, you're talking about your unique value proposition, maybe you're talking about a very specific incentive that you offer to your buyers or to your sellers. So this would be more of a sales type video, but it also is going to introduce you to people who really don't know who you are at this point. And it does a much better job of doing that than just a plain text email or a text message. So having that video email integrated into your follow-up plan is going to capture people's attention. It's going to encourage them to visit your website to get more of that content, and it can go a long way to build trust. And I know, Shai, you've got some really great products that we have integrated into Engage.
Yes.
Where it's a series of like 40 or 50.
75.
75. Okay. That's, yeah.
I've been busy.
Right. And that can go on for a long time, right? Like that's a lot of content that's already done for you. You don't have to do anything, right? We just plug it in. It goes out to your leads, and this is more of a drip, right? So this isn't something you just blast out at once. It's something that's going to go out as a drip campaign for months, right? And sometimes that's what it takes. Buying a home is a long sales cycle,
Right.
and you want to make sure that you've got a great volume of content that you can share with people, which is what's so amazing about those videos, right? It's all done for
Right,
you,
right.
and we can integrate it for you.
Yeah, and that's our animated explainer. If anyone wants more information about the program, there's a link in the description, our animated explainer video system. And it's a whole system. So it's a system of teaser videos and full videos and content that you can integrate into your online, to your emails, to your blogs, all the way for lead generation, through follow-up, through conversion. There's onboarding videos. So lots of video content that's there. And then for anyone with your CRM Engage, all that content is already built in, and all of the emails and the campaigns are already set up.
What is also really nice about having all of these videos integrated for you, one of the big struggles that a lot of our clients have is piecing everything together. Shooting the video is just one part of it. Having a video on file is just one part of it. Being able to effectively integrate it into your CRM is, I'd like to say that it's easy, but it's not. You
Right.
have there's a lot of technical aspects to doing that and making sure that it's all set up properly. So that is something that we do for our clients, and it just makes life a lot easier for them. Just takes one more thing off their plate.
Right.
And often that's a big hurdle for people, is they just technically, it just seems beyond what they're capable of doing, and sometimes it's hard to find the help you need to get those things done. So that's where we come in.
Well, it's a good segue, because I always say, as a real estate agent, you should be making deals and not editing and uploading reels. That's
Right.
a saying that I always say. So Christy, let's say I'm a new real estate agent. I've just started, or maybe I do some videos, I post them myself. How are you going to help them? How do you start with, and how do you help them turbocharge their business? Walk us through sort of from
Right.
start to where it is that you take them.
Right. Yeah, we're big advocates for systems. So we help you implement a system, and we are truly an end-to-end marketing platform. So from generating the lead to fulfilling the lead request, to nurturing and remarketing to that lead, to converting that lead through fast, effective follow-up. That's essentially what we help our clients with. And when we're onboarding somebody or working with somebody who's brand new, they may be coming to us from another system. So they already have a database that they need to import into Engage, for instance. And they're looking for some guidance in terms of, how can I wake this database up? How can I mine this database for the gold that I know is in there? I just don't know how to tap into it. So in that case, if you have a database and we're importing it into our system, what we're going to do is we are going to start creating some action plans and re-engagement plans that you can use to wake up that database. And video is definitely going to have a role in that, because that's going to be part of the content that we're sharing to do that. Now, other agents may come to us without that big database. Maybe
Right.
they're just getting started. They don't have a database.
Right.
So the first step is, we got to start building a list. We got to get some leads. So in that case, the primary objective is, okay, let's create some compelling offers, some landing pages that are going to capture lead information, and let's start driving traffic to those things and start generating some leads, because that really is going to be the number one focus at that point. And then once you have leads rolling in, we can certainly tie in some follow-up plans and things that are going to allow the system to automatically follow up with those leads and evoke a response from the leads. So let's say a lead comes in, we want to immediately have an email go out that maybe has a video. And in this case, it could be a very kind of personal off-the-cuff video where you're saying like, hey, this is Shy. I noticed you just came in from my Facebook ad. Just want to let you know that I have access to all sorts of off-market properties that you may be interested in. You know, send me a quick email. Let me know if you're interested in booking a call or setting up a call. So that would be the first touch that goes out. And then you would follow up with a text message, right? That lets them know that you've sent them an email and you've got some information that they may be interested in. And then maybe an hour later, you send a ringless voicemail that also makes another offer, and it just continues from there, right? So that's what I mean when I say system, is there should always be things in place at every step in that life of a lead, from the day it comes in to ideally the day that you actually get on the phone and start talking to them. But that golden period really is, I would say, 7 to 14 days from the moment the lead comes in. If you have not been able to reach them after 14 days, the likelihood of getting in touch with them is going to drop tremendously. So you have to make sure that your communication is fairly aggressive within that 14-day period. Yeah.
And with the lead gen, you would help them as well. You have systems on, boosting videos, giving them information on how to do all of that as well. I'm assuming.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are, let's say, running some Google ads, right? Because we do a lot of Google ads for our clients. So one of the ads is going to be to generate leads. So that means you want to be, you want your ad to show when somebody is searching for specific keywords, and the ad is going to be very specific to an offer. Click here to get a hot list of homes under 800,000 in a certain area, right? So it's going to be direct response marketing style ad. That sole purpose is just to get people to your landing page, generate the lead. But at the same time, you're also building a remarketing audience from anyone who clicks on that ad and goes to your website. So Google is going to be tracking all of the visitors to your website and creating an audience out of those people. That allows us to create a remarketing campaign, which is more of a display campaign. And Google loves using multimedia, right? All of their ads now are including images, video, along with text. So we would want to have a remarketing campaign working in parallel with your lead generation. So that's where people are going to start to see your content online on all sorts of different websites. And it's very inexpensive and extremely effective for brand awareness, and can go a long way to get people from that awareness stage to the consideration stage, right? So if you're thinking of a marketing funnel, it starts at awareness and then consideration, and then they get down to that decision making phase. And usually that's after you already had a discussion with them that they're going to be now thinking about their decision to work with you. So it's that consideration phase, which is a really important part of the funnel. And that's where all of the remarketing, retargeting, automation, follow-up, a lot of that is with that goal in mind of getting people to that consideration stage.
So is the consideration stage still on social media, or at that point has it gone to email and text messages?
or is it both?
Both. You know what? It's all of the above, right? When they're in that consideration stage, you should be hitting them from all directions. Social media, email, text, remarketing on Google. It's really important to utilize every channel that you have available. Now, because they are already in your ecosystem, i.e. your database, that means you have their email and their phone number. So that means you can contact them directly through those channels, and you absolutely should be. But that doesn't mean you're not using social media as another way to try to get in front of them, and also the Google advertising, even direct mail, right? If you've got people's address, then you should be sending them mail as well, right? That can really make you stand out, because not many people are doing that anymore. So it really is important to utilize everything that you have.
Well, it's a multimedia approach, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's never one thing. You want to have a number of different tools in your toolbox.
Yeah. So when you have new content that you're producing on a weekly basis, make sure you're getting it out there through all channels, right? Have it on your social, have it in your email, have it on your blog, and just broadcast, get it out there.
What videos seem to work well for agents on Reels versus on news feeds or stories, let's say? And is there even a difference?
Well, I think there is. I think the Reels tend to be more, I would say, I don't even know how maybe you would have a better way to describe it, but when you're shooting yourself, essentially, like you want to deliver a quick message.
Yes.
Right. So they're usually like close up, almost always with a phone. You're sort of on site somewhere, doing a quick video to let people know about something. Maybe you're offering a free report. The lead gen videos, I would say, lend themselves well to the shorts, because you really just want them to do one thing, and that is, visit your website or contact you for more information. So any type of teaser, I would say, is good for a short or a reel. Yeah.
And do you find that those the more off the cuff it is, the more quote unquote authentic it is, the more engaging it is, versus it being well produced at that stage?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Many of them are off the cuff and there's so many great tools just built into your phone that allow you to put together a very nice video just off the cuff, right? So yeah, I would say that a lot of them are, but they don't have to be, right? I mean, I know a lot of the shorts that you've done for the explainer videos, they are they're animations, right? And they have a very specific topic that they deliver. And they're very effective in getting people's attention and getting them to go to the next step, which is to click on a link or go to the bio or do something, right?
Yeah, some sort of follow-up mechanism. We're making them an offer. You always want to be making an offer. There should be some sort of call to action, making an offer, an easy way, a risk-free way to make an offer.
But I will say that when I'm putting together a video landing page, for instance, I find that the longer form landscape style videos that you do on YouTube are a better fit. You don't often see many shorts embedded into a landing page. It's just not. It just doesn't seem like the right place for it. So I would say that if you're going to create a landing page that has substantial video content on it, then do something that is more landscape or horizontal, and have that on YouTube. And that's something that you would use for a landing page or for a blog post, something that someone would consume on your website.
Yeah, that would be, I would say, more of a follow-up or kind of retention type of video. Someone who's
Right.
raised their hand. It's kind of like I talk about in some of my other videos, where I talk about intentional marketing and unintentional marketing. So, for example, video reels or videos on reels, that's more unintentional. People are just scrolling. They're not necessarily looking for your video,
Right.
but they come
Disruptive marketing.
right.
Yeah.
They come across it, and the headline and the message. You're calling out to them, and that you stop them in their tracks, and they you've engaged it in some way. You've engaged with something they're thinking about. They're thinking of selling their home. They're thinking of buying a home, and so they've stopped.
Right.
They watch your video. They've seen a bunch of your videos. Maybe they start to see more of your videos through the remarketing. At some point, they're going to take action.
Right.
Now they're in your database, and now you could follow up with them with, like you're saying, Christy, longer videos, more in-depth explainers. Talk a little bit more about the consideration stage, and how the longer form videos and how you show people how to use the longer form videos in that consideration stage. And I guess that ties into emails and so forth.
Absolutely. And I'll share some examples of some of the things that our clients are doing with landing page videos, because that's really your time to shine. So think about the way that you communicate with somebody during a listing presentation or when you're meeting them professionally for the first time. You are going to be on your game, and you're going to be doing your best to convince them that you are the expert that's going to help them get through buying or selling their home. So it's really, really important to think about how you would communicate if you were sitting across the table from somebody, or if you were face to face at an open house. What are the best offers that you can make to that person that is going to, again, reassure them that you're the expert that they want to work with? And it will often take more than once to get people from that consideration phase to the decision phase. In fact, a lot of what you're doing during that consideration phase is just convincing them that they should get on the phone and talk to you because
you always want to get them on the phone.
You need to get them on the phone. You absolutely need to get. It's still so important. What's really difficult is getting people to answer the phone, especially if they don't know who you are. People do not want to talk to people who they don't know. It's just a fact, right? So when they are learning more about you, when you do make that call or when you do make that offer to set up a call, they're going to be a lot more likely to want to talk to you. In fact, if you've been sending them text messages and emails, and I see this all the time for the last 7 days, 8 days, and then you decide to make a call, they already know who you are. So instead of having somebody pick up the phone and say, like, who is this? Oh yeah, I filled out that thing on Facebook last night. Like, I barely remember what I did. I don't want to talk to you because I don't know who you are. That's a tough way to start a conversation, right? I mean, I know some very savvy, talented salespeople who are able to break through that barrier and diffuse that situation very effectively and get people to disarm and continue the conversation. But why not disarm them before you get to that point? And that's where the content in the video can really help. So instead of calling somebody and being that unwelcomed guest or pest, I guess,
yes.
as Dan Kennedy would say.
Right. You want them to become a welcome guest.
You're the welcome guest. They're like, oh, hey, yeah, I've been getting your videos. I've been seeing your ads. I've been meaning to reach out. Sorry, I've been kind of busy. It's just a way better way to start a call with somebody. And it's a way to fast track them to that decision-making phase, because once they're in that mindset, it's not that hard to say, hey, you know what? Why don't we schedule a time to meet up? I'd love to sit down with you, learn more about what it is exactly that you're looking for. Now they're at that decision-making phase, and you're almost there.
And I guess our goal, video and creating the videos, and you doing the online marketing, and as a follow-up, is that we want our goal is to get them to call you, is to give them enough great offers, get to know you, through the videos over time, and then use video as we get, as they get into that consideration phase, making them video sales letters, etc. That now just give them more reason to give you a call because there's something in it for them.
Sure. Yeah, and it also is a great way to introduce yourself to people. And a lot of reason why people work with you is not because of what you do, it's because of who you are. So another great way to use video is to you can really connect with people based on common interests. Something I always tell clients who are kind of struggling with this idea of creating video is, like, what is it that you love to do other than real estate? Like, what do you really love to do? Some people are really into working with animals, right? And volunteering at animal shelters. Some are really into scuba diving and they're really passionate about that. So you can actually use that as a way to connect with people because they're going to also maybe be interested in those things. And it also adds a lot of personality to your content. So don't be afraid to incorporate the things that you love to do into your content as well.
We're going to put your information in the description or in the bio below, Christy. But someone who's, I'm working with, or they're watching this, they're making videos. They want to learn more about what you do at Success website. Just give us, we've gone through it, but just give us sort of a thumbnail to leave us with, and if someone's interested, what they can do to take the next step to learn more with you.
Absolutely. I have my own web series that I do. It's called Agent Secrets. They can go to agentsecrets.com, and it's where I really love that intersection between sales and technology, and I dive deep into how to bring those two worlds together and really optimize that. So if you go to agentsecrets.com, you'll have access to all of the webinars that I've done, all the interviews I've done with other experts in the field. Successwebsite.com is where you can find out more about the Success Website digital marketing platform. We've been servicing real estate agents for over 25 years, and this is our specialty, is marketing, brand awareness, helping you get your business to the next level and really promote yourself online. Put your best foot forward online, really, because it's one thing to have a website. It's another thing to use it as a marketing vehicle, and also make sure that you are following up with your leads in the best possible way. So yeah, that's really our jam. It's all about using technology as a way to help the sales process and make it a lot more efficient.
This is kind of like a buffet.
Sure.
But at some point we should get together again and talk about specifically, just do a session on remarketing. Just do a session on.
Get right into the weeds there.
Yeah, I think people would love that.
Yeah.
But I thank you very much. I appreciate it. This is sort of long overdue. I mean, we talk about all this stuff whenever we see each other, and I'm glad that you were agreeable and to come on and share your expertise, and Again, if anyone wants more information from what you do, we'll have all the information along with this video. So, Christy, thank you so much for your time today, and I'll catch up with you either live or online.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks so much.
If you like what you've seen in this video, consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and clicking the notification bell so you won't miss our next videos. To help us reach more people, please comment and engage with this video or our other videos. It helps the algorithm find more viewers so that we can share our information with a larger audience. And thanks for watching this video.